Today I'm sharing Guzmania BROMELIAD care tips. This one is popular because of its large, star-shaped bloom. And what sets it aside from many of the other bromeliads is that it is available in a wide range of flower colors. Guzmania bromeliads are wonderfully stunning tabletop plants. They feature long, narrow, shiny green leaves that arise from a deep central cup. The plants are somewhat taller than many bromeliads. Their large and showy flower bracts arise in the summer in an amazing array of colors. Guzmania are not difficult bromeliads to grow, and they will reward you with many weeks of color with little or no effort. There are many Guzmanias, but I'm referring to the Guzmania lingulata, which has the red flower. Now many other varieties are grown in a wide range of colors like orange, yellow, pink, plum, white, and even combos of the colors. Like the other bromeliads, Guzmanias prefer and are happiest in bright, natural light. An east or west exposure would be best, but just be sure they avoid exposure to any direct, hot sun because they'll burn. They'll be fine in low light for a few weeks, but they won't be as long-lasting. If you want them for the long haul and have them produce pups, bright light is the ticket. Guzmanias have a tank, cup, vase or urn, the central well which the flower stalk arises out of, which is how they collect a lot of the water they need. You want to keep that vase about 1/4 of the way full of water and flush it out with fresh water every 1 to 2 months to avoid any buildup of bacteria. Keep even less water in the tank if you have low light and slash or cool temps. You don't want the plant to rot out. I let the cup go dry for 2 to 7 days before I refill with a little water. Because moisture is collected through their leaves, they'd appreciate spraying or misting once or twice a week. I also moisten the growing medium every 1 to 2 months depending on the temperatures and the season. Like all houseplants, you want to water less in the late fall through winter. If you have hard water, consider using distilled or purified water. And don't overwater your bromeliad, they don't like to stay constantly wet. Guzmanias, like other bromeliads, get their nutrients from matter which falls on them from plants growing above. The roots are just to anchor them onto whatever they're growing on, trees, rocks, etc. For this reason, it's best to spray the fertilizer onto the foliage and the surface of the growing medium. You can use an all-purpose orchid food, diluted to 1/2 strength, or this fertilizer formulated for air plants. Only feed in the spring or summer, and only once or twice a year. A Guzmania bromeliad has a small root system, so yours may never need repotting. The mother plant eventually dies, sad but true, after flowering, which is just part of their cycle. Pups, or babies, will appear at the base of the mother, so a part of her actually lives on. Happy ending! You can leave the pups attached to the mother and cut away the flower and foliage after they die. Or, you can carefully remove the pups with a sharp, clean knife and pot them up in fresh mix. They can also be attached to wood, bark or driftwood for a different look. As I say about all houseplants, if your house is comfortable temperature-wise for you, then your Guzmania will do just fine. You just want to avoid any areas with cold or hot drafts. To promote the best growth and ward off potential problems such as rot, grow your Guzmania in soil that drains well and doesn't remain soggy. You can use a commercial potting mix, or a mix for orchids, but don't use potting soil. Potting soils are heavy and have a tendency to retain too much water. Guzmania bromeliads have low requirements when it comes to pruning. If the tip of the plant's leaves become brown or damaged, you can snip off the section with clean pruning tools.